In this daily drop, I'm going to talk about my setup here for these 2-camera interviews in this space. So let's go. All right, everybody, just wrapped day 1 of 2 days in this interior space, and I wanted to talk out some of the setup here. Not surprisingly, some of the elements are pretty straightforward in terms of camera setup. I've got the FX30 with the 18-50 for A-cam. I've got the A7C with the 28-70. Those are both Sigma lenses for B camera, so I can get a slightly tighter shot. And basically, talent, at least in this setup, looking camera right, is going to be looking at the interviewer here. So this is essentially the frame. A lot of challenges in this space because the light is changing all of the time outside. You're getting reflections. And if you take a look at where the key light is, I've got and this happened 3 times. I came in here with the 300B Mark II. Then I went up to the 500B Mark II, and really I should have just started with the 720B, which is our key light, because I've got to balance as best as possible this exterior through this window with obviously the talent themselves. So 720B is burning at about 6,000 Kelvin. Outside is definitely cooler than that, so it just depends. I'm riding that line a little bit, but about 6,000. And that's basically the setup. I'm double booming up here so that I have a safety. Channel 1, I think I spoke about this in yesterday's episode, is set with noise assist, so I have a -6 dB. And then on channel 2, there's no noise assist at all. And I'm recording to the MixPre 6.2 with 32-bit float, so the editor can take that, and if they need to make adjustments, they can. And it's just this balance. I'm shooting log on both cameras, so I'm using a LUT. I'm just using that Sony 800% LUT for now, but we may apply something different in post. And again, this is basically the setup. Now, in a couple of minutes, what I'm going to do is flip this. So a camera is essentially going to have the same exact shot, but talent's going to be looking camera left, so they'll be looking sort of here. Mic probably dropped just a little bit there. And so everything's going to flop in terms of the overall setup for what we're doing. Now, one other little addition I wanted to mention, and I'm solving problems with flags and things like that all day, is yes, the fill is the sound blanket, which is helping in this space because it's pretty live, even though there's a carpet on the floor. But I have the Roscoe DMG light that is set right now for a catch light. And that is using their little modifier so that it's not really doing much for talent, but I do find that for a lot of people, if they have deep eye sockets, or especially Asian people, it's hard to get that catch when you have your key light so high up, so you're not getting reflections on the window. That having this little catch here is always going to make sure there's something getting into the eye. And yes, sometimes you're going to get a couple of catch lights for people who are getting that key based on the shape of their face. But this is the basic setup. I'm not always using that little DMG dash globe there. It's about $45 or $50, and I think it's a great piece of kit to have inside of your bag. And it is USB-C powered as well. So a lot of USB-C powering here for the 2 cameras, for the MixPre 6, for that little light. And then of course I'm using mains for the 720B, which is my key. Sometimes some things going on outside. We're gonna need to flip this thing right now. So I'm gonna do it, and don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.